Now, through the miracles of modern technology, zany worldwide banner featuring Tom, Michelle, and Jim in an on-topic, off-topic free-for-all. Welcome to the Gun Talk After Show.
And the after show kicks off because, well, yeah, that's what we do around here. Yeah, we do the after show because they can't make us stop. They can't make us stop. We got Jim, and Michelle is out doing something. She's not with us today, but we have someone helping us out, another Tom. Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Absolutely. Now, if I remember right, you actually helped us out many years ago working the boards and such, right?
That's correct. From the beginning,
We corrupted you, did we not?
You did. About 7 years ago, I bought my first gun, and I have more than one now.
No turning back.
Yeah. You like that, Jim? He says he learns fast. Right? Well, I have more than one.
Let's just go with plural.
Plural, that's right. And so yeah, you hang around with us long enough, you're just going to get the gun fever. Simple as that.
Yep, bound to happen.
Already got it.
There you go. All right, so what have you been out shooting? What do you like? What's like your favorite gun?
Favorite absolutely is the Mauser 8mm that I use for deer hunting. Yeah.
Now, is it stock military? Has it been sporterized?
It's been sporterized. I mean, it just shoots beautifully, and got my first buck with it.
Outstanding. That is great. Well, 8mm Mauser is a great cartridge. I mean, you can do pretty much anything short of the really big, dangerous game with that. So that's a great round. You know, and you can find good ammo for it now, which was not the case maybe 20, 30 years ago.
Now, wasn't the Mauser 7mm, wasn't that the more popular?
I think 7mm was more common.
Okay.
Yeah, it was more common, but
converted them too, I thought.
I had bought one that
you know what's good about the 8? It's one more.
This one goes to 8, doesn't it?
That's right. This one goes to 8. There you go. For those of us who like cult movies.
That's right.
So there you go.
Spinal Tap recall. We got two callers holding for us, Thomas.
Let's do that. I think we have Charles on too.
Yep.
Let's do that. Charles in Bossier City, Louisiana. Hey, Charles.
Hey, Tom. Before I ask you a question and tap into your knowledge, I have to say thank you for what you do. And I appreciate
thank you. Well, I sure appreciate that. So what you working on here?
I recently inherited a Remington 870. It hasn't been shot in 40 years that I know of. And it was purchased by the person I inherited it from used. I've given it a thorough cleaning, and it operates to me as smooth as silk. Do you think it's safe to fire? Should I break it down and do a more thorough cleaning, perhaps take it somewhere and have it inspected?
I would break it down just to the extent of taking off the forearm and, take the barrel off and clean it real well and then just kind of lube it back up and put it back together. But unless you know of some reason to suspect there's a problem, I wouldn't worry about it. I'd go out and shoot it.
No, this is the first pump action I've had. I've done a lot of hunting through the years, but my shotgun is an H&R single shot, and to me, this thing is a Cadillac. So I really wouldn't know where to spot a problem. But to me,
I'll tell you what. I'm just going to say, you know what? Because it's so old, you have an 870 from like the golden era when they were just silky smooth and beautiful. They're like buttery smooth. That should be a very nice shotgun.
I think so. And there's one other question that's a little bit of a concern. I seem to remember something from quite a few years back. If I'm not mistaken, it was about Remington firearms spontaneously shooting. It wasn't this shotgun, was it?
No, it was not. There were a lot of stories about the Remington rifles, and then there was a lawyer who was trying to sue Remington, and I think he said, well, that applies, and then I think he named practically everything that Remington ever made. I don't know of any issues there, but it's like everything else. You still follow the same basic rules of gun safety. You don't point at anything you don't want to shoot.
Absolutely,
and that way, if something weird happened and it were to go off at some point, you drop it or inadvertently pull the trigger, it would be embarrassing, but it wouldn't be catastrophic. So just don't ever point it somewhere you don't want to send a loaded shot.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be an issue with this particular gun. I just wanted to check because my memory wasn't so clear. It's been quite a while since that was in the news.
Right. I think you've got a real nice shotgun. I would take the now, do you know how to take the forearm and the barrel off?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
You're good on that. All right, good deal. I would just do that, clean it, and then wipe it down with a good lube of some sort, some kind of rust protector, put it back together, take it out to the range and shoot it. Have some fun.
That's what we're going to do. I appreciate it, Tom.
Good deal. All right, Charles, thanks for the call. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's pretty cool, guys. You know, that's one of the things that's nice about guns. We get to inherit guns, or we get to leave guns to people because they just last so long. Jim, you've left me all your guns in your will, right?
You're breaking up, Tom. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah, that's the crickets.
Come in, Tom. Yeah.
Why did I know it was going to go that way?
Yeah.
Just had a feeling.
No,
you know?
you're not my sons, but they're my sons and daughter are very much. They're trying to basically put me in the grave early because they want the gun collection. Is what it boils down to.
That's what kids do, right?
Dad, yeah, get on your motorcycle, Dad. You don't need a helmet. Go ahead.
Yeah, helmet. No, drive fast. That's right. At night with no headlight. Yeah, go for it, Dad.
In rut.
Hey, yeah, and what's the combination to the gun safe again? That's right. Okay, thank you. All right, Jim is in Fargo, North Dakota. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. I'm just going to get into predator hunting, mostly coyotes up here, and with it being, as windy as it always is up here, I'm just trying to decide if I should go with like a 22, 250, 223, or go up to a 243 to have a little more weight, a little less left-to-right movement.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess two questions come to mind. First off is, how far do you think you might be shooting?
Yeah, it'd be inside 300.
Okay, so wind drift is not going to be that big a deal. And then the second question is, are you going to try to save the pelts, sell the pelts? Are we trying to prevent like big bullet holes in them?
Yeah, ideally, and that's why I didn't want to go over 243. I figured that would be kind of the limit.
If you're going to be selling the pelts, I think I would go with a 22-250. And then I would, if you could get the bullet to shoot well in that rifle, and it probably will, I would try to find one of the, like a 40-grain bullet load, because 40 grain will simply not exit. It will go in and blow up, and it's not even going to go out the skin on the other side. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, if you're selling the pelts, you don't want big holes in them because that affects the price, right?
Right.
So
absolutely.
I love the 22-250. It's the 250 Savage case neck down to 22, and it's fast. It's faster than a 223. Do you have a particular rifle you're going to be looking at?
I'm thinking an X-Bolt is what I'm going to probably do. Browning.
Nice. Yeah, I like those. And those, if I remember right, that has a 60-degree bolt lift, so it's a pretty quick bolt action.
Yep, and that's the plan. So,
yeah, I think one of those and a 22-250 is a good way to go, and then try to get the 40-grain bullets to shoot it. I think you're good to go there, Jim.
Awesome, appreciate it.
All right, you take care. Yeah, that's quite the package. A 22-250 with a 40-grain bullet, you can probably push right up against or go past 4,000 feet per second, Jim.
Wow,
and that's smoking.
That is.
Yeah, and that bullet just comes apart. It's
250 is good for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is.
Groundhogs and stuff.
Groundhogs, prairie dogs, coyotes, foxes, all kind of varmint. And frankly, with good bullets, you can use that for deer hunting without any problem and have almost no recoil. Of course, it's kind of like just a 223 on steroids.
That's the way to look at it.
You're still shooting a 22. You're still shooting the same bullet, 22 caliber bullet. It's just going faster. That's all. It's the same thing. What happened was the 223 came along. It's got a little more powder. And of course, what happened was the 22-250 was hugely popular, and then the 223 came along, and it just kind of grew and grew and grew, and people figured out, hey, this is a really nice cartridge, and we can buy ammo for it cheap, and the 223 just owns the 22 centerfire market. It just dominates. Sure. So, there it is. Let's take a quick break here, do that, and then we'll come back, and it'll be Tom, Jim, and Tom.
Sweet.
All righty, we'll be right back.
EWL by Slip 2000 is the absolute best gun lube available, period. It will never gum up or become sticky. It won't attract dust, dirt, or sand, and doesn't freeze in cold weather. It penetrates and bonds with a metal-reducing friction and wear, which means less cleaning and easier cleaning. Why not try it? Visit our participating dealer for a free sample or go to slip2000.com. That's slip2000.com.
All right, we're back with the after show. It's Jim is with us, of course, running the big board, and I'm over here yakking. Now we got our visiting call screener, and joining us with the after show is Tom is here. Now, Tom, you were telling us about your Mauser 8mm. Now, what else do you like to shoot? Give me just a little idea of what you take out to the range.
Usually whatever I need to practice with the most. What I don't fire often enough and what I feel like I need practice with. Right now, that's the Tokarev.
Oh.
That's the 7.62
How does that gun shoot for you? How does it shoot?
I have a hard time with it. You know, I've shoot at things with that and miss. I pick up a Glock 9 and I hit everything I'm aiming at.
And what do we learn from this?
That I probably should
Don't carry the Tokarev.
We're making better guns now than they did 50 years ago, is what we learned.
Yep.
And people say, yeah, but they're cheap. Yes, they are. Okay. I mean, look, they'll work fine. It's a wonderful piece of history and all that. But, man, as much as, I make fun of, we call it combat Tupperware, the Glocks, the darn things just work. They just go off, and they're easy to shoot. And wait! Jim's got his hand up. He's over the corner, waving his hand. Yes, Jim. Do you have something to add?
We have a mystery caller. Just rang in. We don't have a call screener at the moment, so I think we should just take it.
Punch in. Let's see what we got.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hello.
Hey there. This is Tom and Jim and Tom, and you're on the after show right now. Who is this?
This is Scott. I'm in Toledo.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Hey,
to
Scott.
get your show again today. I just heard the end of a ball game that they've been putting over your show every weekend, so it's good that I caught your show again. I got a question about some targets. I'm looking to practice for the Winchester NRA Marksmanship Qualification Program, and the pistol stages that I want to shoot, they specify what's called an AP1 or AP2 target. It's otherwise called the Bianchi target. And I don't know what it is, and no one I've talked to so far knows, except maybe Rob would know.
Rob would know. That AP1, AP2 target is a tombstone-shaped target. Basically, do you know what a tombstone target looks like? Flat on the bottom, kind of curved on top. I mean, it really does look like a tombstone you'd find in a graveyard. Then it's got a black dot in the middle of it. I just went to ustargetonline.com. And you can get AP1 and AP2 targets there. But you should there are a lot of different places you can buy targets online, but that's what an AP1 or AP2 target is.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have some fun with that. And can I do show and tell about a holster I got?
I hope so. Hold it up to the phone.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's stunning.
Yeah, I got a holster for open carry. It's called the Patton by El Paso Saddlery. It hangs the gun low and it kicks the butt out a little bit, and it looks real cool. But it's kind of expensive, but I really like it. And thanks for the information about them targets, man.
Let me ask you about that holster, because El Paso Saddlery makes really nice, as you say, not cheap, but very nice leather holsters. What gun do you have in it?
I got a 5-inch mil-spec Springfield Armory, 1911.
Okay. Now, it's a regular belt. It's a belt holster. Now, this is an outside the waistband, so this is an open carry type rig.
Right. And it's got a big loop in it, so you can use any size belt. I've got their Tom 3-persons, too. I got 2 of those, and those are cool. They cost.
Now, are you using the Tom 3-persons for your 1911, or are you using that for revolvers?
For 1911, I got 3 1911s. 2 of them are Springfields. One I talked to you about before. I went back for warranty work. The second one I saw in the cabinet when I went to pick the first one up when it came back, and I checked it out, and I told the dude, I said, give me that one, too.
You're as bad as we are.
Hey, that's the solution. Last time I heard your show, I heard somebody say they could make up their mind between a 9 and a 45. I'm thinking, hey, buy both of them.
There you go.
I like the way you think. All right, for those who don't know, so you're obviously a student of holsters, because you're naming off, first of all, a good leather holster maker, and then when you bring up the name Tom Three Persons, not everybody's going to know that, but he designed really nice holsters. How long have you been into this?
Into shooting or getting holsters?
Both.
I've been shooting for... Matter of fact, it was 20 years in February. Wasn't it about that for your show? 20 years, February, March?
Yeah.
1995, yeah. That's cool coincidence. But, I've just been target shooting and shooting for fun. And I got a carry permit last year, and I got $40 Uncle Mike's concealment rig put under my coat. But I'm just having fun with it. And, it's great. So it's a hobby that not a lot of people even smile at anymore, man. Things are getting really, really crazy out there. Everything's going on, and
what I've decided to do. I kind of, because I know what you're talking about. People, guns, and some of the gun guys, some of us, they don't want to talk about it, bring it up. I decided that I'm out. I'm out of the closet on guns. I talk to people. I say, hey, I'm a shooter. I love it. This is so much fun. Big smile, lots of enthusiasm. Never, ever think about apologizing for it. And I get good response when I do that. So I think we all need to just get over the whole thing. Don't feel like people are out to get us, and just like smile and laugh and, hey, I love shooting. You want to come out to the range with me? That whole deal. I guarantee you'll get great response if you do that.
Oh, yeah. My mom used to be scared to death, but my daddy left her a Model 10, and we went out to the range not long ago, and she wasn't scared at all. She started popping them off, and she had a good time. She blew about 100 rounds.
All right. Model 10, the original Smith & Wesson. Let's see. I'm trying to remember when that was introduced. That thing's got to be 100 years old almost, the original revolver design.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure
that was the original M&P.
It's got a heavy barrel. Yeah, it's a heavy barrel and a square butt, and I just got a black flap holster for that from a military memorabilia catalog that I got. So
yeah, you're into it. I can tell.
He's hooked.
I'll tell you what. I got a Versa 380. I'm going to try to get her to trade me for the Versa.
Yeah, lots of luck with that one. You wouldn't do that to your mama. Come on.
Oh yeah, I would. She got small hands. She has to cock a revolver. She can't reach a trigger on a revolver.
Can justify anything, can't you?
That's right. All right, Scott, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Yeah, Tom Three Persons was a Cherokee lawman. He was, I'm looking at Wikipedia, he's considered to have been one of the last of what were considered the gunfighters of the Old West. He invented the Tom Three Persons holster. So, yeah, there's a name out of the past. But, yeah, you would have to be a serious holster geek like me to name Tom Three Persons. So,
and like Scott. I'm glad to have him in town. Yeah.
That's right. He's in your town.
Yes.
It's funny he mentioned all those. I love leather holsters. I like Kydex, and I like the way it works, and it doesn't get nasty when I sweat in it in the summer and all the rest of it. Mm-hmm. But there's just something about leather. Yeah, it's organic. It squeaks. It forms around a gun, and
it reminds me of old baseball gloves. You get a baseball glove and it's new, and you got to soak it and break it in. And once you do, it's and forever changes. It's got a slight change to it all the time.
Right. So I'm kind of geeky about the leather holsters, and I get it that the Kydex are a lot less expensive. And in many cases, they're just simply better. Mm-hmm. Guns are faster coming out. They don't get misshapen, all the rest of it. But a good leather holster from a top maker is kind of a work of art. And besides, you know what? They smell good. It's leather. It's kind of like saying, I had a meal with bacon on it. So we just stop right there. I know it was good.
Just so you know, new Tom. Just so you know, Tom's the guy that buys the new car smell air fresheners and puts them in a 40-year-old car. Same thing.
Well, yeah.
He's an old factory guy.
That's right. Just go to the local shoe shop and get some strips of leather and just hang them over the rear.
There's
the
Gresham
mirror.
hanging out in the dumpster. Getting all our scraps.
Heck yes. So, holsters are an interesting subject. By the way, I switched guns again. What I'm carrying.
What you got?
Well, I went back to a double stack 9. Because I have of two minds about this. I was carrying a single stack, and then I went back to the double stack. And, it's the trade-offs. The single stack is a bit more comfortable. The double stack is a bit more comforting.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the other thing is, when I go to the double stack, I can't put that extra magazine not well in my left front pocket like I do with the single stack mag. Mm-hmm. So I go ahead and wear a magazine pouch on my belt, which is how it should be done, really. Because if you need to reload, if you got to reload in a gunfight, you're having a bad day.
Yeah, and you don't want to be digging through your pockets if you can avoid that.
You don't want to be digging through your pockets. Exactly right.
Oh, look, I got change. I got some extra change. Not time to be distracted.
There's that chapstick I've been looking for.
Sure. Make fun of it. Sure.
Well, every duck hunter I know has at one time or another tried to shove a tube of chapstick into a shotgun.
What kind of pattern do you get? Do you have to use a choke?
Yeah, but they're quiet. I'll tell you that.
Is that thing suppressed? Wow, you got to be kidding.
Have you guys seen that there is a suppressor for shotguns?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
A shotgun suppressor. It looks like a shoebox that you stick out at the end of the barrel.
It's got its own zip code. They're so big.
Very sleek looking. Yes, exactly. But by golly, it is a suppressor for shotguns.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of,
I
sent you a cool list of the stuff like 4 a.m. Tom, you'll never guess what I just shot.
Well, you don't understand. I have you on the auto delete list.
My texts go to spam.
That's right. So what'd you shoot?
I shot a ton of suppressed stuff. I shot a 45 made by Chris. It was called a Vector, which is a radical design 45. Boy, is it cool.
Fast, too.
Fast. My wife shot it great.
Yeah.
And, the kick is all taken up by like a 45-degree, I'm sure it's not 45-degree, but something close to that, 45-degree angle spring. Instead of going back into like a buffer tube on an AR, it comes kind of down at an angle toward the trigger cluster. Boy, is it cool. And that was suppressed. And there's a buddy of mine, a fellow oath keeper. He has a 300 blackout. It's the first 300 blackout I shot, and it was suppressed.
Ooh, nice.
But the coolest one is he's got a integral barrel suppressed 22. So he bought it that way. And boy, was that fun. You can shoot all day.
Was it a 1022?
Yep, 1022. Now, it wasn't a Ruger 1022. It was a Magnum Research, I think. Does that sound right?
Yeah, okay. So it's a 22 semi-auto, but not a Ruger 10.
Right, but it takes the Ruger mags and everything. It's a copy.
Right.
And boy,
I will tell you, an Integrity suppressed 22 automatic rifle is one of the more fun things you can do. Like you say, it's just going.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And just having a ball, and you really can leave your earmuffs off.
Yeah, we kept our eyes on, obviously, but we took our ears off after a while.
Of course.
And it was great because you stop shooting, you can talk to each other. Hey, try this, try that. Go back to shooting. You don't have to worry about electronic muffs or any of that stuff. It was awesome.
Suppressors are so cool. I'm waiting for someone, because as cool as they are, suppressors are, in my view, hugely overpriced for what they are.
Right. There's not a lot to them. But even they're coming down.
There's not a lot to them.
I think because of the competition, they're starting to come down a little bit.
Yes, I agree. You've got a lot of companies making them now. I mean, you don't have to spend $1,000 for a suppressor anymore.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you can get them for $200-300 now, starting out.
So, yeah, they're coming down, and I think they're going to continue to come down.
Now, you got to back up a little bit, because you're one of those guys that didn't like suppressors, remember? Back in the day, you were not a big fan of them. It was kind of like lasers. You weren't.
You notice I'm slow to adopt, but I never say never.
There you go.
And so I have lunch with a buddy of mine on Thursday of this week, and he's showing me pictures of the Thompsons that he just bought. Submachine guns.
Nice.
And I'm going, get those away from me. I do not need that. But I said, could you, wait, let me see those again.
I can hear your wife now. Tom, why is there a violin case on the couch? Didn't they reissue those violin cases at one time?
Yeah, first you got to go get the right clothes. You got to have the big lapels, and the spats and the whole deal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, but I don't know that I'll go there. But man, full auto is really fun.
Yeah.
It's also nutty expensive. It's just way out there.
Hey, what'd you shoot today? My house payment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No kidding. I always say it's like feeding a Great Dane. I mean, you might be able to acquire it, but I'm not sure you can maintain it. So
yeah, good
there's
point.
that part. But what you really want is, he said, well, look, you can come out and shoot with me. He says, but you do understand, you have to bring your own ammo. So,
what kind of host is that?
Yeah,
what kind of host
that's
is it?
fair. Bring a full ammo can full of 45, and we'll go to town.
Yeah, that should last you 15 minutes.
Oh, you see me shoot, huh? Okay. There.
I need a speed reloader is what I need, not just something that shoots auto. I need something that loads auto quick. Have you seen those little things that some guy made, and I don't know if he's mass producing them yet or not, but it's a speed loader for AR with looks like like a cribbage board kind of setup.
Yes, it's called the Uplula, and have you seen the price on them?
No, sir.
Over $400.
Wow.
Yes. But I will tell you this. I was at a school class for ARs, and somebody had that, and there was like a line formed because you can load a 30-round mag in about 15 seconds.
Wow.
And basically, most of the time is spent just dumping the ammo out into the tray, and then you just take this big lever and go, shoo, it loads the whole mag. You go, wow. Whoa. So it's crazy expensive. Now, I just saw somebody else just brought out another one. May have been on the Brownell's website. But there's somebody else is already bringing out, and there will be more of them, because if they can sell them at $400 and it's just a piece of plastic, basically,
right,
somebody else is going to say, hey, we can make money at $100 on that.
Right. Yeah, the one I saw was actually lathed or routed out of a piece of wood.
Yes.
Have you seen those?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. It's pretty cool. Oh. It really is. But, the thing to do, now imagine you are, and I've seen him, one of the people who has, 300 AR mags all fully loaded. You're going to need a thumb transplant to do that manually. But something like this would really be nice.
Yeah, I could see where $400 you could offset that if you shot a heck of a lot.
Especially if you shot with several people, or if you're a competitor, and some of these competitors are going through 1,000, 2,000 rounds a week easily.
Yeah, a competitor, or even a couple guys just for sporting use. Just let's 2 or 3 of us go in on this together. $100 a guy. Kind of deal.
Yeah. If you guys shoot together a lot, you can just do it that way.
Yeah,
you bet. Let's see. I got an email from a Jacob. You want to know about the 243 Winchester? I like this. He says, wants something for hunting mule deer, whitetail deer, and occasional elk. I like that. I want to hunt occasional elk. Interested in the 243. Says went online. There's a lot of opinions about it being too small. Says I don't see how that could be too small for American elk when a 30-30 isn't too small for moose in Canada. Well, 243 is not a 30-30. It's a 24 caliber bullet, not a 30. He said he's also thinking about getting a 6.5 Creedmoor or a 7mm08. I think a 7mm08 would be what I would do. If I were going to include elk, 243 is a great deer cartridge, but I would not advise using that for elk.
Well,
elk are big and tough.
You have an obligation, too, to the animal. You can't be shooting with something underpowered that might kill them.
Absolutely. You want something that will absolutely do the job. If you do your part and put the bullet in the right place, that it will take them down. It's not going to be marginal or iffy, or it should work. And a 7mm08 is a really good cartridge. I think it's one of the sweetheart cartridges out there. By the way, Jim, I just went to the Chris website. You should not have done this to me.
You'll get me back, I'm sure.
KRISS, for those who are wondering. If you go to their website, they do have some really cool-looking guns.
I'm sure they show the
these are like movie guns, aren't they? They look like movie guns.
They look like a space gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. The Chris Vector Gen 2 CRB.
That was cool.
Yeah. Now, was the one you were shooting, that couldn't have been full auto.
No, it was suppressed. Now, the guy that owns it is a Class 3 FFL dealer, so, I mean, if they made
so he could have a full auto.
He could have, and he has a full auto. We just weren't shooting it that day.
I see.
I don't know if he has a Chris in full auto. He has several full auto.
Right.
But, yeah, I'd love to shoot it in full auto. I mean, it had so little kick to it. I couldn't believe it was 45. I just like, come on, this isn't. He's like, no, really, look. I'm like, okay.
That's the whole thing. Is the Chris, I've told, I've not shot it. Full auto has almost no recoil and no rise, which would be a really great thing for a subgun.
Yep. I can't believe I've shot something Gresham hasn't. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I'm done. Throwing in the towel.
There you go. So, what's your next acquisition, Jim? You're going to go with suppressors?
Yeah, no. It's a toss.
That means yes.
It's a toss-up. So
yes.
the answer is both. I'm interested in like a 308 suppressor, so I can use it on 223 and some other stuff. But what I'm interested in, which has no reason, I can't justify it at all, a lever action 357.
Nice.
I just think they're cool.
I do too.
I don't need it. I'm never going to hunt.
Have you been looking around?
No, a buddy of mine brought out a Henry, but it wasn't a 357, and I just fell in love with
Henry makes good ones.
Yeah, I just fell in love with levers in general. So I started sniffing around. I'm not ready for serious commitment till Monday afternoon.
Right, until you find one. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so I just think they're cool.
Well, it's kind of like, we go into these categories or classifications. As like, Tom, you've got your 8mm Mauser and your Tokarev, and so you're not going run-of-the-mill stuff you can just go grab at the store. You want something that's different, I can tell.
Yeah.
Tell them about a couple of the other guns. You got some cool stuff.
I have an RPK that's a lot of fun.
What's an RPK?
It's like an AK-47 on steroids. It's got a much longer barrel. It's got a bipod on the end of it, and it's kind of a club-shaped stock. But other than that, most of the parts are interchangeable.
What caliber?
It's 7.62.
7.62 39, same caliber?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You do like weird stuff, don't you?
That's why it works with us.
If it's unusual,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there you go.
He didn't tell you that what is it, SRK? Did you say?
RPK.
RPK, yeah. That is your concealed carry, isn't it?
Yeah, right. He walks a little stiff-legged,
It's a real bear trying to find a holster for it, but...
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so non-conventional.
Well,
that's the theme, non-conventional.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying they get a lever action. You go, it's just different, and I like it, and that's enough of a reason. That's just fun stuff.
Yeah, well, and the other thing, too, is 357's affordable ammo.
Yes, and you can shoot 38 special in it.
Even better.
So if you got some really lightweight 38 special loads in that rifle, it'd be like shooting a 22.
Yeah. With a suppressor on the end of a lever action with a suppressor.
Oh, I've seen it,
way.
It works. You can't believe how quiet it is. Well, for one thing, you don't have an action opening like a semi-auto.
Sure.
So you don't have that sound of an action flapping. You don't have gas coming out of the action. Everything goes out the muzzle, and if you're shooting subsonic, it is stunningly quiet.
Wow. I was just being silly.
I think it's actually, you're laughing, but man, a threaded barrel on a lever action 357, now we're talking.
I can see it
now. Would be...
Damn you, Gresham.
That's right. Cost you money yet? Yes. Okay. Good deal.
My work here is done.
That's right. Oh, baby.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to go research Chris. And
he'll have one by Friday.
Thompson. I won't have by Friday because you can't. The good news is they're just nutty expensive, so that pretty well takes care of that.
There's an antique shop not far from here, guys, where there is a Thompson submachine gun for sale.
Really? Full auto?
Yeah.
What's he? 15 grand?
Not. I don't think it's that much. I want to say 12. I don't remember exactly, but I can show you his website.
12. Tom's going to make a road trip for 12.
Jeez. Man. Yeah, they. I've heard of them going anywhere from like 16 up to. Just heard of one that went for let's see, 52 or 53,000.
Yeah.
But it was like a 98% collector's item, one of those deals.
Well, make sure, Tom, you don't give me the URL for that place, okay?
Yeah, really. I do not need to know that one. This is also one of those areas where if you don't really know a lot about them, you could make an expensive mistake.
Right.
because there's just the real collectors will go, yeah, well, there was the 1921, and then there was the 1928, and then there's the 21-28, and then there's
those are junk, yeah.
The M1 version, and they go, oh my, and then there's the movable firing pin, and then the non-movable firing pin, and you're going, what? So hey, that sounds fun. We can go totally geek on it. It's my kind of thing.
It's just something that expensive. I think I would pay the commission to go through a Johnny Dury or somebody of that nature that knows way more than I'll ever know, and it would be worth their fee. No?
Oh, absolutely. But even at that, you still need to become educated, because he's going to say, well, what is it you want?
Sure.
And you're going to go, one that looks cool? I don't know. It's something that Edward G. Robinson would use.
I want to be a gangster.
Yeah, I want to be a gangster. No, a gangster with an R, not with an A. So it's gangster. That's right.
Half pirate, half
cool car. That's right. You know what the favorite gun of pirates is, don't you?
The
AR-15. Oh, okay.
Well, let me know when you get your Chris.
Yeah, really. Yes, that's right after I get the Thompson, which is probably not. You know what this would be? This would be the third safe. We can't do this. So
I'd be on my third marriage if I got another gun that was $15,000. I don't want to do that. I'm very happy where I'm at. Sorry, honey, not buying anything else right away till Monday.
Well, you don't use your truck that much.
True.
And you could do a truck for gun trade kind of a deal.
It's got a low mud.
Yeah, that's right. We'll even run it through the car wash for you.
Throw in a box of ammo. Right. I'll throw in the winch.
There you go. Now we're talking. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to scoot, and you guys have a great week. Tom, thank you so much for joining us. It was fun having you here.
Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. It was awesome.
All right, good deal. And we'll do this again whenever we get back together.
Yeah.
2 weeks, that's right. We'll be 2 weeks back here.
Yep.
So you have yourself a good Labor Day weekend.
Be safe, buddy.
Tell your friends about the Gun Talk After Show, a more informal setting featuring Tom, Michelle, and Jim commenting on topics that are important to you. Available on iTunes and other podcatchers, and the Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android.